Dil Bechara is a Disney Plus Hotstar collaboration and stars the late Sushant Singh Rajput and Sanjana Sanghi. And in this movie, a woman with cancer meets a cancer survivor, and together they learn to love and to live. It's a very bittersweet day for this movie because, look, you're happy that, hey, it's a new movie to watch. We haven't really gotten that in a while, but at the same time, you kind of don't want to watch it because, do you really want to go through that type of movie, especially with Sushant's passing, and it's a movie involving two cancer patients about life and death? It's a very difficult watch, but I highly recommend you watch it. Seriously, guys, this is such a great movie. I was blown away by how well this movie was made. Let's talk about the positives. The performances, to me, are the best part of this movie. It's so good. Sushant's performance is so amazing. It's such a grounded, down-to-earth performance, and I think that's something that we need right now. I know in Bollywood we're used to the Tukam Tak Masala Wale movies where the guy could just punch one guy and then 40 different guys are jumping all over the place, and it's fun to kind of turn off your mind to that, but sometimes you need those grounded performances, and Sushant gave us that. It's such a great performance where, 1 minute he's the super charismatic, just living life, and then the other time he's this very emotional, very vulnerable man, and that performance was so balanced throughout the movie, and I was enthralled. Another great performance is the co-star, Sanjana Sanghi, who plays Kizzy, a very good performance. She put on just as great a performance as Sushant. It was such a great balanced performance of a woman who's so scared to try and live her life because she's kind of what's the point? But then when she meets Sushant's character, it's you see the changes slowly happening, and that's such a great touch that this movie made, and you really saw the character change, and it just made for a really great character arc. What also makes a movie good is if the supporting actors add to the quality of it, and the supporting characters in this were really good. The parents in this movie were great, Sushant's best friend in this movie was good. Everybody added to the story, which is the point. You don't want to have a pointless character. Every single person was a complex character that each had their own story to tell, and this movie told their story in such a great way. The songs are so good, and the one reason why I like these songs so much is, of course, they're great, but they add to the story. I always talk about how I hate Bollywood movies that have pointless songs. I like item songs. They're fun to listen to, but they don't add to the story. It's they're taking you away from the story. These add to it. They're telling you a separate story within the movie, which is the whole point of music in Bollywood movies, and this film does that. I personally really like the shot selections. I really like how the movie was shot. The cinematography was really nice. I especially like the editing. Especially, you could tell, the atmosphere and the tone change between different locations, because the first half of the movie takes place, in one location, and the second half takes place in Paris, and it shows in the trailer. And you could just see the tone change, which I really liked. You could just see, where certain scenes are supposed to be sad, where certain scenes are supposed to be happy, energetic, and that was really nice. And it all had to do with the way the movie was shot, the way, the cinematography was, the way the music was, the way the acting was. That's what I really liked the most about how this movie was shot and how this movie was directed. And overall, the message is very good in this movie. Look, life is a very interesting thing. None of us have it figured out. There are people that live 100 years. They still don't know the meaning of life. Nobody really knows the meaning of life. Not to get too deep here. But, yeah, and this movie, explores those themes about life, about death. Is there any point to life when someone you love leaves? Is there any point to, any point to living on when you have cancer? Is there any point to... They explore those themes. I think they did it very well. It's a very difficult movie to get through, and especially with Sushant's passing, it's very bittersweet because there's a lot of scenes in here that are... they hit you right in the gut. You're not going to be able to hold back your tears on this one. It's a very, very sad movie, but it's a very important movie to watch. I'm gonna kind of go off my review a little bit, and I just want to talk about a little bit about what's going on in Bollywood right now, and I talked about it in my last video, but what I really want to talk about is if you want to support a certain actor, if you feel certain actors deserve to have more movies, deserve to have more support within the industry, I think you should go watch their films. If you feel a certain actor deserves the spotlight, deserves to be appreciated, go watch their films, go support them. Life is short, man. You never know what's going to happen. You don't know where people are. You need to go watch their films. Appreciate them while you can, because you don't know when they're going to leave. So 100%, I implore that. Implore, if you like a certain actor, if you want them to succeed, go watch their films. But overall, guys, Dil Bechara, it's a great watch, 100%. If you haven't watched it yet, stop this video, go watch it. It's a great watch, great rewatchability. It's a very sad movie, but I think you can rewatch a lot of times because I think this movie will age like fine wine. I think the older it gets, the better it will get, which is why Dil Bechara gets an A+. I think it's a great movie, shot well, music's great, acting is amazing, and the themes are really good. And with that, Dil Bechara gets an A+. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next time.